All right, guys, I'm AOA, and it's AOA The Shed. Today we got June.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. Thanks for going to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Soundbar Studios, for the location.
Yeah, this shit's sweet. It was definitely sweet in here.
Definitely, man. How's your day been so far?
For the most part, it's been smooth. It's my first interview, so it's just smooth as hell.
Hell yeah.
Smooth as hell.
I feel it. Take us back, man, to your childhood, man. Well, were you Fort Wayne, both parents, or middle school?
I was born and raised in Fort Wayne. I don't have any memory of my parents being together, but I'm pretty sure I remember them both, but like never really like having them both in the same household. Like I remember being in my dad's for a little bit, going to my mom's for a little bit, and then just back and forth, really like co-parenting type shit like that. And then I really been in Fort Wayne my whole life, like 3 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, 2 high schools.
Did you bounce around a lot, or?
It wasn't really like bouncing around. Like I would always finish a full year. It'd be like I'm with my dad more around this time of year, so I'd be in this school district, and then I only been in Fort Wayne Community District, and then East Allen County District and stuff. And then so probably about like middle school is like when they like really like changing back to back. It was like halfway through 7th grade, my dad passed away.
I'm sorry.
And then my mom, it's all good. And then my mom got a new boyfriend, so it was just like everything finna just change up. And I ended up going to East Allen County schools, and then that's when like a lot of other stuff started going.
How did you cope with losing of your father, and then your mom getting obviously she was already not together, but then moving on, new introduction? How was that for you, and how did you take it?
I honestly feel like losing my dad wasn't the part that had me like all sad, tears and boohoo. It was more so like looking at like my brother, because I got a twin brother, so it's like looking at my brother and seeing like how certain shit affected him. It's like damn, like this shit really happened, and shit, like not even noticing it happening to me, but like noticing it happening to him. It's like damn, like we really lost somebody. Like this shit really different and shit. And then so like my mom boyfriend family, they was always cool, like loved us, brought us in. It was always cool, love and everything. But like you just know that certain people not your family, and certain people is your family. Not even saying it like a bad way, but just like you just know like this ain't how it is. Like this ain't how it's supposed to be and stuff. And then so like respecting a man, like that's what the problem is, like trying to respect a man. Like I feel like everybody get like a stepdad and be like, you're not my dad.
Yeah.
It's just like,
did you have that go on like just initially, and then it was over? For
a little bit. I like to think that it was cool. I like to think that my stepdad cool, but like I'm not with forced relationships. That's really the problem. Like forced relationships, like he here and you gotta deal with him like that. Like no, like I ain't gonna say I'm rebellious, but like a lot of shit I just wasn't like, nah, I'm not gonna deal with it.
And it was around the same time that your father had passed that new introduction happened?
Yeah, so like my dad passed and my mom was already with him. Like not with him, but like I knew who he was, they was together and all kind of stuff. And like after my dad passed away, it was like he moved in with my mom a little short after. We ended up moving out of that house into a whole new neighborhood closer to his family. Like I'm talking about his mom lived down the street, his sister lived around the corner. Like we up not to a whole different city, state, but like a whole different neighborhood, a whole different school district. And then like the school was kind of weird about it. Like so like I was in MBK. I know I seen Stanley on here. Stanley was in MBK, and it was like that shit kind of cool. Like I had friends at Miami, but like after my dad died, the whole school was passing out like get well soon. I was getting cards from people I didn't know, and that's what blew me. It's just like this fake love. Like I knew what fake love was like young. Like I just knew what fake love was young. Like
what was your first time experiencing like, oh, this person's just putting out with me just cause, but it's not real?
It might sound weird, but like probably like 7, and it was like between me and my brother. Like I'm realizing I'm the favorite, and it was like weird. Like oh, they don't want to put up with him, but they'll put up with me. Like that shit weird. Like cause this my brother. Like you can't treat him like that and not treat me like that. Like, if you gonna hit him, you damn near gotta hit me. Like, you gotta hit me if you gonna hit him. So it's like, I come around, slip up and cuss a little bit. Mom don't say nothing, it's cool, you know. Brother cuss, like, oh, bitch. It's like, watch your mouth. And it's just like, it be little shit like that. Like, y'all can't do that. Like, y'all can't treat him different, then treat me different. And then it'd be like the stepdad family, like, people in his family. I can get a lot of love from, like, certain people, and then he just wouldn't get no love type shit. And it's just like, nah, I ain't with that type of shit. Like, if you my brother, I only got one blood brother, but if I call you my brother, I'm doing like, you my brother for real. Like, I gotta treat you how they treat me type shit. Like, I just can't, certain shit.
And then what was going on in high school for you? Were you big in school? What was going on?
I ain't never did sports. I was good as hell in school. Never got in no fights in school. Minding my business. I would say I always had friends, but like, not people I'm finna go kick it with outside of school. Like, I see you in the hallways, this what's up, chop it. I used to get made fun of in middle school for smoking weed and shit. Like, a lot of the basketball players, I went to Paul Harding, I remember this shit. Paul Harding, I started smoking heavy. I'm like 7th grade, 8th grade. Basketball players making fun of me, like, look at you, look at how you coming to school. Like, just look at how you coming to school, you know. I don't care. I'm laughing at them and shit, because looking at them now, a lot of them niggas smoke weed. Y'all used to make fun of me and y'all smoking weed now. Like, y'all didn't go to college. Y'all didn't do all the stuff that y'all was planning to do. Y'all didn't do that because y'all was making fun of me. And like,
yeah, negative energy.
Yeah, and so like, shit like that be funny. But for the most part in school, I was good. My senior year, oh no, actually I didn't. I got in trouble my junior year. I went to a college prep called EAU in like the back of Paul Harding. So like my freshman year, they don't got no sports, so sports really wasn't an option. It's like all academics. Freshman year, good. Sophomore year, good. Junior year, I got in trouble off like a little. I thought it was a prank or something. I thought it was a prank. You know, I walk in class, first period, I walk in class. Girl doing eyeliner in the little mirror. I'll just say some little dumb shit like, go ahead and give me a teardrop. She must have called me gay or some shit. And I'm like, you got me fucked up. I had a whole school on red alert. Like that little shit right there. I had a school on red alert. Set it off and shit. So I sit down at my desk. I'm thinking everything cool. Ain't nobody say nothing to me. I'm thinking everything cool. The teacher name is Eichenauer. I remember her. I got respect for her. I like all my teachers and shit. I did not want to be no bad kid. You know, I just knew I didn't want to be a bad kid. She get to like eyeballing me, and then like 5 seconds later, the school officer coming to the classroom, Officer Miller, and they like, and basically it was just, they took it as a threat and was like, you can't come back here next year. And I was kind of pissed because when you graduated from EAU, you get a Core 40 diploma, you get like a associate's degree in liberal arts. Like they give you some shit, you know, that you was working for, you know.
Heck yeah.
I bullshitted and got in trouble. They told me I couldn't come back the next year, so I couldn't get my none of my little shit that they was promising me and shit. And then that's when I ended up going to New Haven. I went to New Haven just for my senior year, and then that was that.
What do you think about schooling in the high school levels and lower for Fort Wayne? Is there one district better than the other, Fort Wayne versus East Allen? Was there more better teachers? Like, give me a look. You know more since you've been able to do that.
Me personally, cause let me see, like around like I graduated 2017, so like 2015 I was still in. Let me see, no, probably like 2012 or something. I was in middle school, still in at Miami. So like at Miami, we ain't getting no tablets or like no iPads yet. We still going through the books and everything, but they starting to install like smart screens, you know, at this point in time. So I'm thinking like, and this shit, they're cool, you know. But then after Switch, you know, Swoop, you know, I've never witnessed Forman community getting tablets, so I don't know if they got tablets now or laptops or whatever they're doing. But then we go to East Allen County, we got every kid got their own tablet. Like I'm thinking like, yo, what kind of shit is this? So y'all giving niggas tablets? Like, kids not even playing, not even doing nothing in class. We on Uvu, Skype, you know, like nobody doing their schoolwork. And me personally, I don't like that tablet shit. Like, I see my grades drop when I get the tablet and got to doing all this bullshit. No, that shit dumb. I got kids. None of my kids play with tablets. At least when they with me, my kids don't do that tablet shit because that shit a distraction. I don't like that tablet. I'd rather, me personally, I'm a 90s baby. I'd rather have a book. I'd rather have some hands-on shit, and I'd rather get to read my shit hands-on, doing my shit hands-on. That's just how I'm a hands-on learner. I don't like none of that new technology, new iPads. That shit not it.
Did you go to college?
I went to college for a little bit online. Went to Indiana Tech to carry some of my college credits that I had from Vincennes EAU. I tried to carry some of my stuff off, and I was going for my bachelor's in business management. But like, let me see. So like, right after I had graduated, I wasn't in trouble in school. I don't even consider myself a bad person. But right after, like a year after I got out of school, I had got locked up for a dealing charge. That's all I ever got is dealing charges and like traffic infractions and shit. I don't got none of that other shit that them other people be doing. But they sat me down. No, I got in trouble in OR, and I knew I was wrong. I'm this type of person. I hate a person that would get locked up knowing that they're wrong and then be like, no, I didn't do it, because it's gonna fuck you over in the long when you get in court.
Yep.
It's gonna fuck you over and shit. So I get in there, they get the. I could call like a little less than a QP and shit. You know, they get taking me and questioning and shit. They like, who shit is this? Mine. You found it in my truck. That's mine. You know, like it was locked in like a tote in the back of my Jeep and shit. Somebody was with me and stuff. It's my homeboy. At this point in time, I was cool with somebody who I really thought was like cool, like my brother and everything, you know. Like in another case, he ended up like snitching on me and a whole bunch of other shit go sideways and stuff. So
this with the being caught with the weed?
Yeah, but it's like a totally different case. So in this case, I took drug court. You know, I'm in a halfway house for like 11 months. I'm doing it so I can get like if I finish it, they're gonna drop all the charges. They're gonna wipe my record clean. Mm-hmm. I just gotta be compliant, you know. So I gotta go to like a Bowen Center, take classes. I'm in a halfway house. I'm going down to downtown to do piss tests like every other day off a color code. Like I gotta call a number, they're gonna say a color, and if it's my color, I gotta go piss and shit.
Damn.
And then so like that was like for like 11 months I'm in the halfway house. But then I ended up leaving the county. I'll go to Bloomington for Lil 5, catch another case, and they just like revoked me off of a drug court. So I ended up getting locked up for like 11 months after doing 11 months in a halfway house. And then after 11 months out, I get out. I ended up having a daughter being born, missing. She ended up being born, and then I ended up getting out, and for like 3 months, I'm free. But then I get locked back up on the same thing, some drug shit, trying to get away and shit. They sent me down for like 7, 8 months, and I ended up missing her first birthday. Then at this point, every time I get out, they transfer me to Bloomington because that's where I caught the other case. So get out, go to Bloomington. I'm down there for like a week. Get out, but I'm stuck down in Bloomington. So every time I get out of Bloomington, somebody got to come down there and get me. So it just be a whole bunch of shit going on.
How were you processing like going through this? Was it like, damn, just like another break, or was it? What was your mindset going on?
So at the point, every time I got locked up, I always knew I brought it on myself. Like, I grew up in church and everything. Like, I'm just knowing, like, if you do right gonna come to you. You doing wrong, you gonna be in the wrong, you know? So, like, I just know, like, I was never like, oh, it's his fault. Like, it's his fault. Like, no, I just always knew it was my like, me, you know? But I didn't see a lot of people get in jail and be something totally different and shit. Every time I got in jail, I just didn't, like, fell back to myself and shit. Like, I just listened to... My first time being in jail, I was only 17, like 18. I turned 19 in jail, 20 in jail, and 21 in jail. And a lot of times I just sit back and just look at people and just listen to what they're saying, because you're going to hear somebody that knows somebody. You're going to see somebody you know, and it's just like a lot of like...
small world.
It really is. And so I'd be like, just sitting there listening. My first time in jail, I was never going through it because females being females, you can't even hold it to them and shit, you know, like, I ain't there to be with you, so somebody else gotta be with you, you know, so, like, I'm just knowing this shit, like, but, like, I'm getting caught up type shit, like, females texting my tablet, or, like, I'm getting caught up type shit in jail, like, females, like, oh, I miss you and free you, and then I'm thinking it's good, we just sending pages, letters back and forth to her and her, but well, what I'm not seeing is they on Instagram and Facebook talking about some free FG and free all this, and I get a letter from my BM like, yo, is this what you on in jail? Like, and it's just like, jail helped me sit myself down. Like, I got one phone call from, a lot of people didn't answer my phone calls, but I called my mom and she gave it to my granny and shit, you know, and she get to telling me some shit like, I'm happy you in there. Like, I know where you at. I know you safe and shit. And like, that phone call didn't have me like, shit, like, I'm alive. I can't really complain. I'm alive. You know, I hear some people in here they waiting to go to prison and shit, but they just still waiting on a court date. So it's just like, shit, I'm alive. Like, that's all it is. That's like the best way I could say it. Like, as long as I'm alive, I'm really cool. Like,
how old are you?
24.
24.
I'll be 25 June 3rd.
Hell yeah, I'm 26.
Yeah, that's what's up.
How many kids do you have?
I got 4. I got a boy, girl. I got 2 by one girl, and then I got 2 by another girl.
Are you having more, or are you done? Because you are young.
I most definitely am young. I want to stop by the time my oldest turned, by the time she's 10, that's when I want to be done. So I had her when I was 19, so probably by the time I'm like 29, I want to be done. But like, the way the world going now, I don't even want no more kids. Like,
I feel it.
Like, my first BM, it's for anybody that's thinking about having kids and ain't got kids yet. My first BM, that shit was so sweet, you know, like, young, in love, that shit cool, you know. But it's my fault. At this point in time, it's my fault. I got in trouble. I wasn't focusing on her, you know. I'm focusing on everything else and not hers. Like, if I'd been focused on her, I would have been there with her. I got locked up because of me, you know. And then my second son, I ain't even gonna say it's her fault, but some women just don't take care of themselves, you know. And so, like, my second son, he got a heart problem, you know, like. And the doctors caught that like ahead, like early, like a couple weeks. They called it like, hey, like, y'all baby gonna be born with a heart problem, and y'all just need to know that type shit. So we had to, like, he had like a whole different birthing process and everything, you know, like shit like that. Like, your health gotta be right if you wanna have a baby, you know. And then like my second 2, I love their mom and everything, but like it just be me, my head, a mindset type of thing, you know. I'm not in the right place in life, you know. I can't be happy right here if I'm not happy with myself type shit, you know. And then, like, I think about this shit, I think about my kids all the time, you know. Like, it just be like, I need y'all to get to a certain age so I can explain myself to y'all, because I ain't got to explain it to nobody else. It's really my kids who I want to explain this shit to. And, like, because I didn't have, my dad wasn't even around for the most part, you know. My dad passed when I was like, sort of like 9, 11 or some shit like that, you know. And it's just like, shit, sometimes.
Is it just due to like sickness, cancer?
I don't.
If you don't mind.
No, I don't even care about talking about it. Yeah, it's a drug overdose, you know. And it's crazy as hell, because my mom told me this fake love. So back to the fake love, my mom told me it was natural causes, you know. Dad's side told me it was natural causes, you know. I'm old enough. I was good in school. I know how to read, you know. I see it in the newspaper, you know. I see my dad picture in the newspaper while I'm off and read it, you know. Read the newspaper, it's like, damn, it's a drug overdose, you know. I didn't took the anger out on my family. Like, y'all lied to me. Like, what? Cause y'all thought I couldn't handle it or what? Like, I ain't ever really even been a crybaby. You know, if I get in trouble, I'm taking that shit to the chin. Me and my twin get in trouble, I'm taking the trouble for both of us. Like, no, it was me, because I know at the point in time, I'm knowing he not finna handle the trouble like I'm finna handle the trouble. You know, like, some kids get whoopings and scream. I'll get a whooping and just sit there and take that shit. You know, like, my mom finna whoop me a little harder because I ain't crying yet. You know, it just shit. That shit. My sister would come save me from, you wish you know I'm getting whooped too long or some shit.
Yeah. So what happened with the situation where this person was alright during the first case, but the second case, what led up to that? If you don't want to say names, you want to keep that anonymous?
I feel like anybody that know me, them there gotta know, because a lot of people had to choose sides. Like, it was really like so close. Like, I'm with Arion every day, you know. I might just say Fat Fat because that's what the name he gave himself. Fat and shit. We used to be cool, like brothers and everything. Like, bro, you know my mom, I know your mom. I'm gonna come pick you up. You gonna stand out of my house. We gonna go to school together. We finna skip school early and smoke weed, like all kind of shit. Like, we going out of college trips together. We paying for hotel rooms together, all kind of shit. Like, I ain't even say we paying for shit together. I'm paying for shit, you know. Like, that's just how it is and shit. You know, like, I had my licenses. I realized my grades is cool early as fuck. I wanna get my license, and then by the time I graduated, I had 2 whips and shit, you know. Like, a lot of shit I didn't need and shit. I had a job in high school, like then in middle school. Like, I was working, like, one moment I realized I didn't want to wait on my mom to buy me some shit. When I got a job, it literally took somebody trying to buy me some fake shoes, and I noticed it. My brother was big on the fake shoes and shit. Like, my brother like biscuits, and my brother make fun of me. My brother didn't know a shit talker, so like, I'm not finna go for that. Like, I'm there like, hell nah. It didn't took somebody to buy me some fake shoes and try and take my phone, and nope, went and bought me a new phone, and I was buying the shoes that I wanted and shit, you know. And then so, like, me and Arion, you know, Fat and shit, we just doing everything together. I'm not even sitting here like, oh, I'm gonna buy you something to eat, but you gotta pay me back. Nah, because if you're my brother, you're my brother and shit, you know. So, got locked up first time, got out, second time transferred, got out, came back, and then it was a raid. It was like a day before our birthday. We just chilling and shit. We literally smoking in the house and everything. It's like June 4th. The day after our birthday, it's like 20, 2019, 2020, something like that. And they start raiding our shit. It was like one bang out my eyes. Second bang is my bedroom door just like getting like smacked open, and it's like two officers, you know, they got their guns with the flashes on me and shit. I'm doing like, I already knew the type of lifestyle I'm living this shit. I'm doing like, shit, my nephew and my two nephews here with me, they're younger than me and Carlos. They're like 5 years younger than me and Carlos, so we probably like 20 at the time and shit. So they probably like 15. So me, my twin brother Lowe's, Fat, his girl, and then my two nephews. They boom, come in my room. They throw me off the little futon. I'm on the futon. Like, it's really like no adults in this house. It's like we got in the house and shit. Like, we had approved for a house with some faulty checks or some shit, and like this is where we at and shit, you know. Me and Carlos thinking we on the lease whole time. We not even on the lease. The landlord took us off because he knew we was sketchy or some shit. He just knew we was sketchy. So then, boom, they throw me off the futon. They carry me into the living room. They already got Carlos in like a little rocking chair cuffed. They got my nephew G and Ju cuffed. I'm just like, damn. And I see Arian. That's the only time I see Arian. The only thing he says is, it gotta be the neighbors. It gotta be the neighbors. I just woke up. I'm there like, what you talking about? It's the neighbors. Like, we in cuffs right now. You talking about the neighbors and shit, you know, like. And then I never see his girl. You know. So then they take us all. They like take us all in the living room. They line us up. They bring me back first. They finna start questioning everybody and shit. You know, they still like searching everything, but they questioning us. They question everybody in my room and shit. You know, so they like, who room is this? I tell them like, this is my room. They like, who else live here? I'm like, this is my stuff in this. Everything in this room is mine. Like anything else, I honestly I don't know what to tell you. Like, we just moved in. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, they like who live in this room next to us, because that was the room that Ariana and his girl was in, next to my room and shit. And I'm like, bro, this is my room. Like, you keep asking me about stuff that's not dealing with me. Like, this is my room. So then they said I want to cooperate, and they take me back out in the living room. They grab my nephew G. He don't even make it back to the room. They like, this one not talking. Then they tried to get Ju just not his head. Like, they like, oh, these two not talking. And then they take Carlos back there. And then I never see Carlos come back up, you know. They end up taking me to like the squad car, taking me downtown and shit. I'm just already knowing, like, I'm still trying to put a piece together, like, what the fuck going on, you know. And then my brother, I'm in the bullpen by now and shit. By the time, like, 5 minutes later, he get in the bullpen. Me and Carlos not supposed to be in the same cell, same block, nothing, because we co-defendants and we twin brothers, you know. It's just so much shit. Like, they don't want nobody, like, fucking with the case, like, trying to plot on some shit, like, don't tell him this or some shit, you know. So we surprised, like, what the fuck? Like, it didn't turn out to be fun at this point, because I done been locked up. Before this time locked up, I was locked up with Ariana. He was already locked up, and I ended up going to a block that he was on, you know. And it was smooth, you know. So I'm thinking, like, I was just locked up with Ariana. Like, ain't nothing, like, what? Like, he wouldn't do nothing like that, you know. Then we ended up getting to the block. You don't get your tablet in the jail till you get up to the block and shit. But if it was a weekday, we got up to the block same day. But if it was a weekend, we had to wait. And by the time we get up to the block and stuff, you know, I get my tablet. People already texting on my tablet, because I had a tablet before, so they already just texting and shit. They like, what happened? I'm getting like texts like why Ariana not locked up? Like, what Ariana doing? You know? Yeah. Then it's like one of my females down there like, yo, Aaron, I'm pretty sure Aaron telling this shit. Like, he down there out here trying to get all y'all shit. Like, he out here asking around like, hey, like where the rest of their shit at, because they needed, like, some shit happened, and like, you know, you already got what you needed.
Yeah,
you know.